In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Atari Token. What is that all about? This is Chris Trade. Alright guys, welcome back to another product and company review. So we're going to be checking out the Atari Token and why I actually ended up buying some of these tokens and why I'm actually very excited about the Atari Token and why I believe it is to become a juggernaut within a specific crypto niche. Now, in order to understand that, we need to dive down into some of the fundamentals. And for that, we need to go back to its white paper. Right, guys, so this is the white paper of Atari. And I actually want to understand fundamentally what is this token about. And it's straight off the bat, it says here, Atari is going to cover the opportunity as our first use case is a crypto casino, offering players the possibility to gamble with cryptocurrencies. And of course, Atari is already in negotiation with game developers and other actors of the video game industry to immediately introduce the Atari Token in their games and services. Now, I already got excited when they said crypto casino. And from there, I wanted to find out how big is the crypto gambling industry, how big is the online gambling industry, and fundamentally, how big is the gambling industry itself. So we're going to go into these fundamentals quite shortly. However, I want to have a look and just show you their ecosystem. And then I want to have a look at who they're partnering with in terms of the gaming sector. And then lastly, I want to just quickly go through who the CEO of Atari is and a little bit about his background. Then from there, we'll start taking a bit more of a dive into the other fundamentals like I've just explained and why I am hedging my bet on Atari to dominate this particular niche. So having said that, let's go back to the main website. Right, so this is the Atari ecosystem currently. We're looking at the Atari tokens, the Atari exchange, Atari casino, Atari betting, and the Atari wallet. But it's the Atari casino and the Atari betting that I'm getting very excited about. All right, so this is the one leg of their operations. There's another second leg, but we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. However, I want to have a look and turn your attention to their partners. If we go down, you can see they've partnered with Enjin, they've partnered with Ultra Blockband, they've partnered with OpenSea, they've partnered with Wax, and what you will not find on here is they've actually partnered with Decentraland. And I've got some very exciting news on what they're going to be doing in Decentraland. So please stay tuned and watch the end of the video. But having said that, let's go and have a look at the CEO and find out who is the CEO and what's his background. I'm going to introduce you to the CEO of Atari, and this is Frederick Chisnias. Now, Frederick, I do apologize if I pronounced your surname incorrectly. However, you're French and I'm English, and Fred just seems like a very English thing to say right now. But I am very impressed with this gentleman's background, and I need to show it to you. So if we go down and we have a look from 1986, call it to 2000, he was a financial advisor and legal advisor. He was also an investment banker. Okay, this is someone who knows the financial instruments. This is someone who knows the financial market. This is someone who understands how the economy actually works. Okay, now this is where he starts getting more into the gaming industry. As you can see, he became the chief operating officer for Atari SA in 2001. Carrying on to 2007, he ended up leaving and went through to another gaming company called Micropose. From there, he did a managing director stint, and then he went back into the Atari fold. If we go up, you can see from 2013, chairman of the board and CEO of Atari, chief executive officer from 2013 to the present day. Now, there's a very interesting thing. From 2013, believe it or not, Atari, the holding company in France, because it's called Atari SA, and the subsidiaries in the US, they actually had to file for bankruptcy protection. Okay, and I would imagine this is probably, his first task that he had to do when he came back into the fold. And from 2013 right up to date, he has literally just started turning the ship around, and Atari is starting to earn profits now. Okay, now, as you can see, he's got a very illustrious career in terms of being in the gaming industry. I mean, all the way from 2004. I mean, this guy has got almost 20 years experience in the gaming industry. Not only that, but he's got about like 14 years experience as a investment manager, okay, and as a legal advisor. So he's got some top-notch pedigree, and his actions and his moves is showing that he is coming with this pedigree because Atari is starting to turn a profit. And it's all thanks to this gentleman, and it's all thanks to his team that he has developed and clearly molded. And obviously getting now into the crypto space. Now, as you can see, Atari seems to be in very good hands. Now, I like the ecosystem. I like the CEO. He comes with bags of experience. But I actually want to understand now what is the fundamentals in terms of the crypto gambling scene, well, gambling as a whole. And for that, we need to take a bit of a deeper dive. Crypto gambling market growth expectations. This particular article actually states, experts have estimated that gambling-specific digital currencies have a combined value of well over 115 million US dollars. It further goes on to say, the market size of the global gambling industry continues to expand, and back in 2018, its value hits almost 450 billion US dollars. The future outlook is bright, as well as experts expect that the market will grow to well over 565 billion US dollars during the next year. Okay. Figures also indicate that between October 2020 and January 2021, the size of the crypto gambling market has outdone the overall gambling industry, and the difference ran into almost 6%. That is phenomenal. That is why I actually ended up buying the crypto token, and why I invested into the Atari token, and why I believe the Atari token is set to dominate this particular niche. Okay, it is a natural evolution for the gambling industry, particularly the online gambling industry, to get into blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and I'm placing my bet on Atari to dominate that particular niche. It further goes on to say, online gambling market growth and trends. The global online gambling market size is expected to reach 127.3 billion US dollars by 2027. This is actually compounded by 11.5%, all right, from 2020 to 2027. But guess what? The online gambling market is going to be crypto. It's going to be blockchain. So companies like Atari, the blockchain and cryptocurrencies playing, servicing this specific niche is going to swallow that 127.3 billion US dollars by 2027. Again, this is why I am betting on Atari to dominate and be one of the main players in the online crypto gambling market. That's just the gambling market. As they said in their main page, they're getting into sports betting. Okay, that opens up a whole new level of income generation for this particular project, and particularly for the use case of the Atari token. This is why I'm getting excited, because this is a big market, and they have positioned themselves perfectly to dominate this market. It comes with a iconic brand. Okay, yes, it's had its ups and downs. Yes, it's changed owners, but we still got the brand. It hasn't died. It hasn't vanished. You know, Atari still lives. It is up there with the likes of Coca-Cola. It is up there with the likes of Apple, and it's up there with the likes of Microsoft. Okay, this is an iconic brand. It's got history. It's not going away anywhere. Okay, it is run well by a CEO who's got credentials, who's got a stellar record, who has actually started to turn the ship around, and they are poised to take a crypto niche that is worth billions. And that token is going to play a central role within that particular niche itself. The fundamentals seem to stack, and why I invested into the Atari token. All right, having said that, I just want to just quickly show you there's other things that they've been working on, and then I want to get back into what they've got lined up in terms of a launch that's going to be happening in April. All right, so with that, let's go and have a look at their console. Right, so this is the Atari VCS, okay? So it's simply just a console. This will never compete in the likes of Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that, right? This gaming setup is really just appealing to the nostalgia-ness of, you know, the gaming industry back into the 1970s, because I mean they were they were the juggernaut of the gaming industry in, you know, the 1970s. They were looked upon as the innovators of the gaming sector, okay? But you know, they're focused on the nostalgia side of this, okay? And it's not why I got into it or what really got me excited, as explained earlier. This is one of their income generating streams that they're looking at. And of course, they're going to be looking at, you know, putting in crypto games on this actual platform. And of course, the Atari token will clearly be playing center stage there. If we have a look at the other leg, right, they're getting into hotels. Now, this is a conceptualization of a Atari hotel. Now, they've recently just acquired licenses for this hotel in Dubai, Gibraltar, and in Spain. But this concept looks mad. It looks wicked. So if we carry on going down, I mean, that is just, it's beautiful. And if we go down, I mean, look at this. This is insane. And we go down here. I mean, this is like Vegas all squeezed into one gaming heaven. All right. There's going to be casinos in here. I mean, you know that the Atari token is going to feature heavily in here. But I mean, this concept looks like something out the bloody future. And it's sick. This is beyond sick. This is actually, it's pretty cool. But, you know, this is like if you've ever seen the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I mean, imagine tripping out here. It will blow your mind. And this is pretty cool. I really like it. So this is one of their conceptions, one of their income generating streams that they're looking to do. So is certainly in the hotel space, but with a specific niche, which is gaming experience. Okay, so I mean, this looks like it's out the future at the end of the day, but it's pretty cool. Right, so this is a launch that they actually just recently did in April on getting their license in Dubai and the Middle East. So, you know, they did a full-on display. It was pretty epic. So, as you can see, Atari and its partners celebrate the coming of Atari hotels in the Middle East and Dubai. So, it's very cool. It's very cool. Apart from that, and let's get back into the crypto space, they've gotten quite heavily, and they timed this beautifully, into the NFT space. Now, you can recall that 2020 was really the year of DeFi, right? Now, 2021 seems to be the year of NFTs, because NFTs have just gone mad. It has just exploded. Now, they timed this beautifully, and they just got in just before that madness started to happen with NFTs. So whoever their team was, or their marketing team was, should actually be congratulated, because they hit a home run here. And these are just conceptualizations, well, NFTs of some of their gaming, you know, icons back from the 1970s and 1980s. So this is what they've released, and it actually did really well in the market. And you can go and check it out. It's called Atari NFT, and you can have a look at some of the NFTs that they've recently dropped. If we have a look here, they've also dropped this particular arcade type theme. as a one-off piece of history. And you're going to start seeing a lot of this actually. And this is where Atari is trying to build from their legacy, from their history, because they're going to drop a lot of their historical artifacts, if I can put it that way, as NFTs. And it's a smart move because you're building up a fan base, okay? And you're starting with those who grew up with Atari as kids and who love playing Pac-Man and Pong and, things like that, and Space Invaders and, Centipede. And so they're playing a bit on that nostalgia, but you're getting historical relics as NFTs that will end up becoming quite valuable as time goes on. Atari's not going to be the first and the last. I mean, you're going to see companies like Apple will drop, well, if you can imagine it, Apple dropping a Steve Jobs NFT. I mean, the bidding war on that will drive that up into the millions. If you have a look at Coca-Cola might just drop some historical artifacts as NFTs, from their illustrious history. So this is where iconic brands are starting to get into now and start developing these type of relics from the past as NFTs. And it's a smart move, to be honest with you. So you're going to see more of this, particularly from Atari, because they've got a whole bag full of history. So this is going to be very exciting. So please just look out for that. They've got a lot of fantastic projects in the works. And one of these fantastic projects in the works, I actually want to show you. So without further ado, let's go to it. Atari is launching a crypto casino in Decentraland. This has gotten me extremely exciting. This is such a smart move. This is brilliant, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because as I explained in my top 5 NFT marketplaces, you'll notice I specifically stated that if companies are not utilizing platforms like Decentraland for their marketing, they're going to be dead in the water. In the immediate terms, particularly companies that are in the crypto space, okay? If they're not partnering with companies like Decentraland and setting up shop in Decentraland, you're going to be dead in the water, because Decentraland is where your market is going to be, okay? It's like social media. If you don't have social media, you're dead in the water, okay? It's the same that is happening now with Decentraland. If you're not advertising and you're not going to where the market is going to be, which is Decentraland, you're dead in the water. And this is where you need to be. This is why it is such a smart move from Atari, okay? So they are launching their crypto casino. As you can see, the Atari Token is going to be heavily featured in this, and it's only going to drive the price up of the Atari Token. All the fundamentals of what they are doing, particularly with their ecosystem, particularly with their token, it's adding up. And I'm getting very excited. Decentraland even announced the news themselves. Atari Casino launch party, live performance by Dillian Francis. And this is happening on Wednesday, April the 28th. I might actually cover this either live or as a recording video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to record this live. I'll be happy to do so. But please note it down in the comment section and I will certainly think about it. Okay? But this is what they're doing. On April the 28th, they are launching the Atari Casino. And I'm very excited about this. I'm extremely excited about this, and I'm extremely excited for how this is going to affect the Atari Token. Okay, just staying on Twitter, if you want to have a look, just simply put in the Atari Token and pretty much everything you need to know what is happening in the Atari space. Again, this is the launch that they did in Dubai, and you can be kept up to date with what is happening in the Atari scene. This is actually one of their NFTs that they did. They designed the shoe. You'll actually see this floating about in Decentraland. If we go down a little bit, so as you can see, just a little bit more paraphernalia. Let's have a look at that. Car coming up. Oh, that is just beautiful. I'm drooling when I see stuff like that. Oh, beautiful. All right, you can tell I'm in love with Atari. Okay, I'm very excited about this project. if we have a look here, this is just their normal official page, which is the Atari, and you're going to see their interactions in terms of mobile games that they've been involved in. So you can keep up to date with what they're doing in this space as well. But exciting stuff. I mean, for a company, particularly their token was released in October. So this concept of their token, the Atari token, has been around, call it, for about 5 to 6 months. And they've made some really impressive partnerships. And they've done some really impressive things, like launching their NFTs. They're launching a casino in Decentraland. I mean, that's pretty epic, all right? So, and all of that speaks to the performance of their coin. Let's go to it. Right, so this is CoinGecko. This is the Atari token. But I want you to have a look here. Now, I actually ended up getting here at their third round of buying the tokens before their ICO. And on the day of the launch, it was actually launched on bitcoin.com. And it was a bit of an epic disaster because the coin dropped as soon as it was launched. But there was a lot of technical issues behind it as well that didn't really help. And the Atari token ended up losing 80% of its value. But I didn't freak out or anything like that because the Atari token is not a trading token for me, okay? It's an investment token. So I'm a hodler of the Atari token. I'm not interested in actually using it as a trading token or anything like that. I'm simply just accumulating and hodling it, okay? And it ended up dropping, and around about November, I was having a look, okay. And then I noticed the trend started going up. I actually ended up accumulating quite a bit more. And this is where it just started going up and up and up and up. This whole thing, if you have a look here, really from towards, December, beginning of December, right up until April. I mean, you're looking at about 5 months of a solid, healthy trend. I mean, this is extremely healthy. So I'm already in profits. Like I said, I accumulated there. I lost about 80% of my value. However, I accumulated more, and I'm well into profits. So I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I'm very happy with their strategic alliances and partnerships that they're making in the gaming industry. I'm very excited with their income streams that they're looking to set up. I think that Atari Hotel is going to be as mad as hell. And I'm loving what they're doing. I mean, they're playing it smart, and I love what they're going to be doing in Decentraland. And I'm really looking forward to that launch party. But as you can see, this coin is looking very healthy. The future of Atari is looking very healthy. And it's all credited to this particular man, Frederick Chesnius. So congratulations. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I'm loving what you guys are doing. And I am very excited to see you guys getting into the betting side of things. And this is my reasons why I believe the Atari token is to become a juggernaut of the crypto gambling sector. Anyway, guys, that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, smash that like button down below. Support the channel. And I love each and every one of you guys. So this is Chris Trade. Peace out.